Good morning. Welcome to Caen. Welcome to Normandy. The first game will be underway in a few seconds here in Caen. It's Czechia facing Georgia, and we have 5 nations competing in this 2023 Bronze Nations League. It's a great pleasure to host this event in France and to welcome you on the live streaming. I'm very happy to have Hélène Groc with me, this legendary setter of the French volleyball team. Good morning, Hélène.
Not sitting volleyball.
Of course, volleyball.
Yet, sitting volleyball is a really great sport, and I enjoy as well to be here with you to follow this competition on the next 3 days.
But I know all your sitting volleyball skills, and we will try to improve them during this weekend here in Normandy. Well, we have to say 5 nations, 5 strong nations. We don't really know who is going to be favorite. Maybe France at home after a great World Cup in Egypt. Yeah, you will see the rules, if you don't know, if you're not common with sitting volleyballs, are quite the same than what you know in regular volleyball. Some other are just added because of the specificities of sitting volleyball. But it's the same. When you're on the back row, you cannot spike in front of this 2-meter line. Some issues with the marker currently. It stands 4-1 for Czechia in this first set, very first game of the 2023 Bronze Nations League here in Caen. And we are expecting to have a lot of people coming here into this Palais des Sports this afternoon, with a lot of students and schools attending the game for France. They will play at 2 p.m. against Czechia.
Yeah, we're waiting for over 1,600, maybe 800. We will see. Some of these pupils are still are already in the stands now, watching this very first game. I'm clapping for both teams.
Yeah, some issues with the marker. You see both teams currently waiting. We have to say, Georgia came pretty late here in France. They arrived only yesterday evening. They did not attend the opening ceremony since their plane arrived too late in Paris. So it sounds like they had a pretty short night before this very first game.
Definitely not the best schedule for this Georgian team to have to play the first game of the competition at 9 a.m.
But still, we said Czechia won this Bronze National League twice. Georgia won the Invictus game. It's not quite the same organization than sitting volleyball with Paravolley Europe, but still it's a good result to win twice, in 2017 in Toronto, and then they won again in 2018 in Sydney. And something we have to say is all of these guys on the field were already in the team in the Invictus games, which means they are able to win some trophies with a very specific player, the number 7, currently on the field, Enver Giglimiani. They call him in Georgia Babu, which means grandfather. He's kind of...
Because he is 58 and he is the oldest player in the team, but I guess also because of what he brings, the experience he puts in this team.
Yeah, and they said it's not because we call him Babu grandfather, that he's not bringing energy on the field. He's giving so much for the team when he is playing for Georgia. And we're currently waiting after the 5 first points of this game. 4-1 for Czechia, and you see the second referee, Lea Becker, trying to fix what's going on with the marker. We see Nelo Calera, general manager of Paravolley Europe, who made the travel, and it sounds like everything is ready to go underway again. 4-1 for Czechia.
And we can see one of the specificities of sitting volleyball, the possibility to block the opposite serve.
Yeah, which is a good weapon in sitting volleyball, because it means when you're serving, you have to try not to hit the hand of a blocker, because it's quite a point when you can block the serve.
Obviously, the other team also put blockers in front, so sometimes you have a big struggle over the net just on the very first action.
Which is not easy for the reception, because they're pretty hidden with the guys trying to block the serve. And Radek Berkey coming in the front row.
For the passers, it's maybe difficult to see the server. Alright, about the block. Quick set.
Berkey finding the...
That was smart from Radek Berkey.
Yeah, he was not in an optimal position. So the game with the libero, Czechia is playing with the libero, is exactly the same that you know in volleyball. Georgia decided not to play with the libero because they only traveled to 7 players. It's quite a huge risk if you get some players injured on the field.
Yeah.
And Czech libero is wearing this red jersey, Jakub Zakoval. We saw yesterday evening a friendly game between Czechia and France, and he played really well as a libero. But it looks like the Georgian captain is a really strong hitter. We saw him in the front row. We saw him trying to serve pretty hard.
Now the Czechian captain, Roman Bernat, with a good serve also. Nice play by the libero.
Berkey setting. Good spike. This one again from Milan Vasek. He did not travel to Rouen last year for the European Championship B, and that's the first timeout call for Georgia. Czechia is leading 8-3 in this first game.
Yeah, Milan Vasek is not yet classified. We don't know exactly whether he could play in every international competitions. The rules for the BNL are a little bit different, so it gives team the opportunity to try to put on the field new players to start to give them a first experience of international sitting volleyball.
Yeah, we have to make a status on this classification. Since it's a para sport, you have to be classified to be on the field. There are, to make it easy, 2 types of classification, VS1, VS2. You only are allowed to have 1 VS2 on the field when it's an international world competition. But the rules are quite lighter here to allow this team to develop, to reach maybe the silver and some other international events. Bernat serving. The reception is too long. Zakoval setting for Szczeskal.
Oh yeah, the player was back row and he was close to the net, so he couldn't hit the ball the way he did.
Szczeskal trying to spike it directly. He's the current setter of Czechia. Oh, Bernat was in front also again. It looked like, yeah. He was over this 2-meter line that you can see on the floor. And since he's on the back row, he's not allowed to spike it when he reached this line.
And winning serve.
And Georgia is slowly coming back.
Kacheshvili.
Yeah, he's 40 years old. Changing the area of the serve. And this one was too far away for Enver Gigliamiani. I told us, 58 years old for this Georgian number 7. Not the oldest players of the competition. We maybe see him a bit later in the game because he's in the Czechian roster. Oh, that's a great spike once again from Milan Vasek. 10-6, a 4-point lead for Czechia. Through the middle for Georgia, but great defense. Oh, Bernat. He was behind the line, but far too strong this time.
Far behind the line, and he tried to hit powerfully, but unfortunately it went quite far outside.
Simonek, and this one, Milan Vasek is blocked by Georgia. I just have a short word with Radek Hakaperka coming from the locker room just before the game. He told me, we played Georgia 2 times in friendlies, lost 2 times. So it's not because we didn't see them that they're not playing strong. So he's expecting a strong Georgian side this week here in France, here in Caen. We see some smiles on the Georgian faces. They are back again in the game in this first set. 9-10. This one is out for Enver Babu Giglemiani. And you see the pupils cheering for the players and for Radek Berki, who is ready to serve. Oh, great block action from Georgia and David Gurgenidze.
And the lifting called by the first referee, Philippe Gauchel.
That was great to talk about this rule of sitting volleyball. You have to be in contact with the floor while hitting the ball. If not, then it's a lifting. It sounds like an alligator movement by the referee, but it's like a real lifting. You will see this movement quite often in sitting volleyball because it's a point of attention that they will have on the players.
Yeah, part of the body between the pelvis and the shoulder must be touching the ground when the player hit the ball. That's not that obvious because when just you throw hands up for blocking or for hitting with the momentum, it happens quite often that your butts take off the ground.
Exactly. Yeah, this contact was not perfectly clean from Adam Simonek. Quite touching the ball too long. Great block again.
Block and nice struggle by Jakub Zakoval, but it wasn't enough to keep the ball in play.
Well, after a half set played here, we have to say the Georgian side has quite a strong block. They're also serving pretty well. And that's a free ball for them. Through the middle with a great spike from David Davlashelidze.
Yeah, the Georgian captain, and they use a very quick set so that the Czechian block can get organized, can be in front of the spiker, and a timeout called by Robert Akaperka as Georgia has taken the lead now.
Yeah, he told us Georgia, they are all very experienced, they know each other very well, which is very important in sitting volleyball because the balls go so fast in a small distance. You have to know exactly where your partner is, and the connection between the setter and all the middle blockers and spikers is really important. And they were behind and they are now 2 in front in this very first game. We will have 4 more games today. At 11, Estonia against the Netherlands, and 3 more games this afternoon with France entering the competition at 2 p.m. against Czechia. Then later, Netherlands against Georgia, and at 6 tonight, France against Estonia. Tomorrow, again, we'll go into this round-robin stage before the medal day on Sunday with the bronze medal game at 9 and the gold medal game at 11, which means the team finishing 5th in the round robin won't play anymore on Sunday. Good serve once again from David Gurgenidze, and Georgia is taking a very comfortable lead in this first set. This ball is called out. Ron Bernat is not quite happy with this decision, but still it stands like this. 17-12 for Team Georgia.
Misunderstanding in the offensive construction, and again this big block by the Georgian side.
David Davla-Shelidze, the captain. We have a very first substitution in this game with Rowan Bernat coming out the field and replaced by Jakub Vesely. Did he travel to Rouen last year? I cannot remember. It's number 10 from Czechia.
I think so. I think the only 3 players that were not in Rouen are Peter Pavlis as number 1, Ladislav Barta with number 3, and Milan Bacek that we now see on the field.
Yeah, we probably didn't see him playing a lot. Oh, that's not only a blocked serve, that's a spike on the serve. And that's a 6 points lead for Georgia. Cheskal blocked once again, and Zakoval cannot cover this one.
Czechia is struggling to find solution to avoid this this block.
The point is for Czechia.
Oh,
some net fall called. We have to give some additional precision on the net fault in sitting volleyball. It's judged only on the line
on the top,
at the top of the net, since the legs are moving under, and it's pretty common that the net is moving from under due to the leg movement.
The player's legs can be in the opposite side.
If you're not disturbing,
it doesn't disturb the play of the other team.
They're changing quite often the area where they're trying to serve. And Bernat is back on court to serve. We know he's a great server from this Czechian side. Still managed to get this one back. Free ball for Czechia.
Yeah, double contact whistled against Jakub Zakoval.
Yeah, this set was clearly... The ball was turning a lot after this set. Short in front of Bernat, which makes it difficult for Czechia to have a proper set then. And they're unable to find solutions, so Radek Hakaperka forced to call a second timeout in this first set.
Yeah, the Czechian are under pressure because they make unforced mistakes that we didn't see them make last night, for instance, in the exhibition game.
I mean, it looks like the Georgian service are quite hard, quite difficult to have a good reception. And we cannot see the good spikers, as Bernat having some great balls to spike.
So obviously then it's more difficult to build your offensive system, and with such blockers as the Georgian, the sanction is happening soon.
Czechia is not expecting something big this week. I know if they can win, they will do it, but they especially told us that it will be a tough competition and they can finish between first and fifth, which is quite logical, but they know everything is possible in this Bronze Nations League 2023 here in Caen. And once again, it's a great pleasure to travel to Normandy here in France for another great international sitting volleyball event.
Oh, lifting again. I thought the point would be to replayed as both players touched the ball for a long time above the net, but no, there was this lifting called against.
That's a blockout found by Czechia, but isn't it too late since it's a set point for Georgia, 24-16. Roman Szczeskal behind the service line. Oh, with this fastball, the first set goes to Georgia, and David Gurgenidze finishing the job. Et puis un petit mot en français, Hélène, aussi à toutes les personnes qui sont connectées sur le streaming de cette Bronze Nations League 2023. Soyez les bienvenus, évidemment. Parmi nous, on suit le premier match entre la Tchéquie et la Géorgie. On va vivre ensemble une première journée avec 5 matchs. Les Français seront en lice à partir de 14 h. On voit déjà dans ce premier set, Hélène, qu'on ne savait pas trop quoi attendre de la Géorgie. A priori, c'est une équipe qui sera au rendez-vous.
Qui sera au rendez-vous, qui a toutes les chances de jouer dimanche. On rappelle une phase de poule. Tout le monde joue contre tout le monde, le round robin. Entre ces 5 équipes, les 4 meilleurs joueront dimanche. Les équipes classées 3e et 4e se disputeront la médaille de bronze. Les équipes classées 1re et 2e tenteront de décrocher le titre dans cette Bronze Nations League. On a vu une équipe de Géorgie faire un début timide, peut-être pas encore remis de ce voyage tardif. Ils sont arrivés tard hier soir ici à Caen. Leur avion atterrissait à Paris vers 20 h seulement, donc c'était pas le meilleur timing pour eux que d'avoir à disputer le match d'ouverture face au tenant du titre, la Tchéquie. Des débuts timides, la Tchéquie qui a pris l'avantage d'abord, et puis les Géorgiens ont trouvé leur rythme de croisière et ont notamment été impressionnants au bloc avec des Tchèques qui ont eu du mal dès lors à trouver des solutions à l'attaque. Alors peut-être le block-out, comme on a vu Vachek le faire à la fin, essayer d'attraper le haut des mains des contreurs géorgiens. Plus facile à dire qu'à faire, car il y a de l'expérience, mais il y a du physique aussi, il y a de la qualité athlétique dans cette équipe de Géorgie qu'on découvre.
Et puis le staff français qui est présent, évidemment, Dominique Duvivier, Thierry Hippolyte, pour observer ces deux équipes, puisque la Tchéquie sera le premier adversaire de la France, on vous l'a dit. Le France-Géorgie, pour le coup, est prévu demain après-midi à 16 h. Ce sera le dernier match de poule des Français. Et évidemment, un staff qui va essayer de trouver les solutions pour essayer de sortir, non seulement classé dans les 2 premiers pour jouer la grande finale dimanche, mais aussi de remporter cette BNL après une excellente Coupe du Monde. On aura l'occasion d'en reparler. Puis l'occasion de remercier évidemment tous les partenaires qui permettent l'organisation de cette Bronze Nations League ici en France, ici en Normandie, dans la ville de Caen, le département du Calvados. Harmonie Mutuelle, Carrefour Market pour la grande distribution qui nous a régalé hier, Hélène, pendant toute la journée de montage. La biscuiterie de l'Abbaye, l'imprimerie Lebrun, le domaine des 5 hôtels et évidemment le club de Caen Volleyball qui est le club qui nous accueille, qui a organisé hier soir ce match d'exhibition. Bref, l'occasion de rappeler que sans partenaire, on ne fait pas une compétition internationale de sport et de volley en particulier.
Et l'occasion de rappeler que la Ligue de Normandie en général et le club de Caen en particulier sont des places fortes du volley assis en France. Le club de Caen qui a remporté la première édition de la Coupe de France en 6-6 et finaliste l'an dernier encore. Donc une vraie culture du volley assis à Caen.
We are back in English, just thanking all the French fans connected on this live streaming. Also trying to have a warm thank you for all the partners of this event. No such international event is possible without great partners and great support from the city of Caen, from the region of Normandy. And Georgia is leading 1-0 in this first game of this Bronze Nations League. If you're just joining the live stream, be welcome with us here in France. The 2023 Bronze Nations League is just underway. We have 5 nations competing this Friday, tomorrow Saturday, and on this final day of Sunday. Georgia and Czechia are already on the court. Then at 11 we'll see Netherlands against Estonia. And the last team, the host of this competition, France, will be with us in this afternoon at 2 p.m.
First block by Georgia.
Simonek fighting at the net, and the ball is still leaving.
Czechia trying to use tips and not to get blocked, but it's David Gorgonidze, again the one who scored the last point of the first set, beginning the second set on the same way.
With quite no space to move his arm. Such a strong spike to have the first point of the second set. Georgia is playing really strong. Great block. Good spikes, good defense. They're always in a good position. Never easy to find a solution to put the ball on the floor.
Oh, it's too long. And he's arguing a little bit with his setter. Hey, the ball was too inside, I couldn't do anything. Could have put the ball in the court.
Yeah, he was aiming to position 5, but this one was...
But he's the captain.
Out of bounds. Yeah, he's allowed to do some mistakes because he's the captain.
Oh, and
this one he's got blocked.
This time by Czechia and by...
Jakub Wesley. Not the youngest player, but one of the young player with 24. We know in sitting volleyball, the average age is quite higher than what we currently know in international volleyball.
And this new block by Wesley was not enough to give Czechia another point.
David Gorgonidze with the ball in his hands.
The pass was great. And this time, nice set, so the middle blocker couldn't go to the outside.
You never know where he's serving. He's also able to serve in position 5, in position 1, pretty short just behind the net. It's quite tough to read for the reception.
Gorgonidze from the back row.
It's so difficult to score a break point against Georgia. And the setter, Roman Abashidze, ready to serve. We can see some smiles on the Georgian face. Pretty early in this competition. They are quite sure on what they are doing on the court. Very impressive. And as I told you, a lot of these guys won the Invictus game twice in 2017 and 2018. And once again, a winning serve.
And from what we see from the beginning of this game, we know why they won this Invictus games. And Roberta Kaperka is waiting maybe
thinking about taking a timeout.
Calling a timeout, yeah.
Or just waiting for a serving error. It just happened, but Georgia already has a 3 points lead in this second set. Lifting call against the Georgian middle blocker. And Czechia is forced to serve pretty high to avoid the blockers. because they are pretty strong by blocking the serve.
So it makes the job easier for passers. And oh, nice try by Davlashvelidze with this first hand attack, but Roman Bernat was ready at the block.
We can see our live stream crew helping us
In action.
to get these beautiful images of the game going on.
And Beasley attempt of a short serve was unfortunately missed. Captain David Davlashvelidze with a good serve on the block out found by the Czech captain Roman Bernat.
It's not that easy to find some block out, and we see the organization team working very hard. They finished the setup of the gym yesterday night at 2 a.m. Quite a short night before the start of this 2023 Bronze Nations League.
Yeah, as they were back before 7 here in the gym to get sure that everything would be ready for this opening game. And Roman Bernat asking explanations to Philippe Dochel while contesting the lifting that were called by the French first referee. Yeah,
there were some serving error.
the line judge considered that David Kateshvili was too close.
Was in the court,
butt, once again, your leg can be in the court, but your butt must be behind the back line.
Yeah, it's never easy to whistle this one because you cannot exactly see where the point of contact is, especially if you're moving while serving. But still, if you don't want to take any risk, you just take some margin behind the line, and that's the timeout for Czechia. Not able to find any solutions. Some guys from the French team are also in the stands to watch the game, to take some notes. We just saw the French setter Gildas Guilleneuf having the pen and a paper to write down some tactics, probably for this afternoon's game against Czechia.
Yeah, Benjamin Pigro is here also, and I think Benjamin Lacroix-Desmazes, the player of Caen.
Yeah, he's
very much involved in the promotion of this Bronze Nations League in his home city.
And part of the organizing committee also.
We saw the French player Guilleneuf, Lacroix-Desmazes, and Pigro.
Not very surprising to see the setters here, to look maybe the blocking options that the Georgian and Czechian teams have.
You mean that spikers have no brains?
I'm especially meaning that when you're a setter, you have to manage the game. You have to create something.
Yeah, so
you know it.
Obviously, Gildas Guilleneuf must try already to find ideas of how to avoid getting blocked by this tall and physical players of Georgia.
They may be also looking for solutions, because we'll come back on the experience they had at the World Cup in Egypt, but they had two different systems. The first one was one setter, only Lacroix-Desmazes playing because of the VS1, VS2 regulation. And then they decided to move to a 4-2 with two setters, with Guilleneuf and Lacroix-Desmazes. Pretty successful, but you never know, depending on the opponent, what the system will be the best. We'll see this afternoon the decision made by Coach Dominique Duvivier.
On another powerful spike by David Gorgonidze.
He's quite happy each time he scores a point. And here is Babu, Enver Gigliami.
Oh, another monster block here.
And sometimes you have one very good blocker in the team, then when he goes to the back row, you're pretty safe. But they have very good blockers at each position. And when you serve well, It's a 7 points lead very early in the second set, 15-8 for Georgia. And they're smiling, they're happy to be here. Oh, that's a lucky dig by Georgia. They did not play at international level since Kemer 2021, but still some very good skills. And that's the second time out in this set for Czechia.
I think they didn't appear in official competitions, but they had some friendly games to
sure.
keep practicing and to keep playing.
You cannot play at this level without practicing.
I think for 2 years, obviously.
Yeah, they are quite all from the same generation, between 38 for Roman Abashidze, the youngest player in this Georgian side, and 58 for Giglemiani. You see, for example, on the Czechian roster, we have a player, he hasn't come on the field right now, number 1, Petr Pavlis, he's only 22, and we have Lubos Jezek, 60. It's quite a big difference between two teammates. And Georgia ready to serve with Enver Giglemiani, 16-8. Simonek setting for Bernat, and this one is for Czechia. With Roman Bernat, the former young talented ice hockey player, heading to the service line. Good defense by Georgia, and yeah, he's in the back row, the captain, he's not able to spike it. Great fight at the net, won this time by Jakub Vesely.
Contact fault, and Bezarian Gudushari trying to show Philippe Rochelle that he was using his
fist,
his fist, yeah, so he couldn't leave the ball, but oh, very good spike by Vesely.
The spike looked to go out, but it has touched by
the block, yeah.
And by David Davlashevidze.
And
timeout call by Georgia.
Yeah.
Just see the movement of the head coach, just trying to count down. And all these kids attending this very first game, happy to be here, waving their flags. That's the flag of the Normandy area, the region in France where we are for this 2023 Bronze Nations League. We don't even know if they're cheering for Czechia or for Georgia, but they're just happy to be here,
yeah,
and
just
that's
happy
cool.
To be here. Just more fun to be wearing flags.
When we were kids,
than,
it was always good that we see that the teacher said, "Oh, we don't have school today. We just go to watch some sports." It didn't happen very often, at least not at my school.
And whatever you may watch is not important. You're just happy, but that's good to see them here. And I think that's good for the teams also. There are only about 50 this morning.
We're waiting for much more this afternoon. Yeah? Would be great to see.
More than 1,000 for sure. Maybe almost 2,000, so this Palais des Sports could be quite full.
Yeah, and if they enjoy this sports event, we have some chance that they come back with the parents during the weekend for some more sitting volleyball action.
Oh, nice play by Adam Simonek with this first end. That's one solution.
I cannot remember if Simonek
disorganized the Georgian block.
I cannot remember if he used to play setter in Rouen. I remember he was spiking, so he has some spiking skills for sure. He's also a great talented wheelchair basketball player for Czechia. And Czechia is clearly coming back, and that's a first substitution. The only possible substitution for Georgia, with Miryanashvili coming in. He's normally playing as a libero,
But yeah, it would have been too risky to
So it's probably only for the back row
use him as
position.
a libero because he wouldn't have had the possibility to do any substitution.
Which also means he will probably come out of the field when coming on the front position. We'll see. It's the next one. Georgia still in front. 3 points lead. Oh, that's really smart from Ladislav Bata to push this one far away in the court. After a strong rally, and the Georgian captain is called by the referee. That will be the first yellow card of the competition for number 13.
David Gogonidze. Yeah, that.
Yeah, he was quite unhappy with the decision.
He showed his emotions.
Yes. Or maybe some word for the second referee. So, once again, yellow card is nothing. You just got binned, that you cannot do anything. You cannot go further than the action you had. There's no
a
impact.
warning than anything else, but you know you can't take a second one because then it turns red and you may lose a point.
No, Mirianashvili will stay on the court. Yeah, that's the coach. He was hesitating, but he will stay on the court for this serving position, and he comes in again. Yeah, when they need to block. Yeah, that's something we could expect because he is a normal libero when they are playing with more players in the roster. Good block. And that's not a taller player in the team, but good blocking action.
That's why the Czech player was trying to serve in this zone above the shortest player, but it didn't work. Nice try, but it was not deep enough.
Yeah, it's something you never see in volleyball, trying to find an area during the reception. You try to build some really attacking action. It's something you can use in sitting volleyball, especially if you see an empty area on court. Georgia still with the lead, 21-16 in this second set.
And substitution for Czechia this time.
Isn't it Peter
the
Pavlis? Number one?
Peter Pavlis, making his first appearance on the field, I think.
Yeah, one of the young, talented player of Hakaperka's roster. That's what he told us yesterday after the friendly game. He has a very young team. They have a lot of talent, but they need to find some experience together. They need to find some connections with the setter. And we have Jakub Vesely ready to serve. Through the middle, great defense by Sakoval.
Double contact by the captain David Davlashevidze.
First contact from Gogonidze wasn't quite perfect.
But on a dig it's more acceptable.
And that's a good spike on the serve. Davlashevidze on the back row, ready to serve.
Whoa. Yeah, Bernat unhappy with himself. Said, why did I eat just in front of me? And in the end of the block, I should have tried to get a block out, give some spin to the outside.
Well, he have a very tall blocker in front of him with David Kachishvili, number 9 of the Georgian side. And only 2 more points for Georgia to win this second set. Well, this is a 2 meters full called by Philippe Dochel. From my point of view, I'm not quite sure with this one, but he has a far better view, and he's the referee.
Yeah, he's very close to the action, so I think maybe right this decision, because the referee is always right.
24-19. That's a set point for Georgia. It's just go back in track for Milan Vasek. Set point for Georgia. Simonek for Bernat. Good blocking action from Georgia. Through the middle, this one is out. And that's the second set for Georgia, 25-19. Well, quite a strong start for Georgia in this 2023 Bronze Nations League. Already leading 2-0 in this game. And to give you some view on today's schedule, we're currently underway with Georgia facing Czechia. 2 sets are already over in this first game. Then later, in approximately 1 hour, we'll have the second game of this Bronze Nations League between Estonia and the Netherlands. The Netherlands that are probably a strong side, but you never know.
It's going to be very interesting to see them, as we didn't have the opportunity to see this Dutch team in international competitions on the last year.
Estonia also would like to have a medal, which means they would like to be here, and on Sunday they only travel to 7 players also. And this afternoon some more action with France coming in at 2 p.m. here on court in front of their home crowd, and then 2 more games. Netherlands facing Georgia at 4 p.m. and France once again against Estonia. It will be tonight at 6 here in Caen. Un petit mot en français, Hélène, rapidement, vous avez vu le programme. Les Français seront sur le terrain cet après-midi à partir de 14h. On les verra 2 fois, à 14h face à la Tchéquie et à 18h, bien plus tard, face à l'Estonie. Sur ce premier match, on a encore une fois la confirmation que la Géorgie sera une équipe sur laquelle il faudra compter dans cette compétition. On ne savait pas trop à quoi s'attendre. La confirmation est là dans ce deuxième set.
Voilà, ils sont très efficaces au bloc, donc derrière bien placés défensivement. C'est extrêmement compliqué de mettre le ballon au sol dans leur terrain. Les Tchèques sont en train d'en faire l'amère expérience. Alors ils ont tenté des premières mains, ils ont tenté des attaques depuis la ligne arrière. Malheureusement, ça n'a pas suffi. Hein. Ils sont désormais menés 2-7 à 0, alors qu'on sait que cette équipe tchèque est solide. Elle a gagné les 2 précédentes éditions de la Bronze Nations League.
On a vu une équipe géorgienne surtout avec beaucoup d'envie, beaucoup de hargne, presque d'arrogance qui les a conduits un peu à un carton jaune.
Voilà,
et de la détermination.
Un peu trop de détermination et d'agressivité, ce qui a conduit effectivement Philippe Dochel, notre arbitre français, à sortir la petite biscotte jaune.
Encore une fois, sans impact, mais la Géorgie qui mène bien 2-7-0 dans ce premier match. Et évidemment, l'occasion, Hélène, de remercier également la Fédération française de volleyball qui est pleinement associée à l'organisation de cet événement. Accuracy, le partenaire de la fédération également, et puis les moyens techniques fédéraux mis à disposition qui nous permettent d'avoir ces magnifiques images de ce palais des sports ici à Caen et de cette Bronze Nations League avec pas mal de caméras en inside, voilà, comme celle-là de Radek Akakerperka en train de distiller les consignes à son équipe tchèque. C'est un vrai bonheur de travailler avec de tels moyens et une telle couverture sur le volley assis. So just before the start of this third set, a warm thank you to the French Federation of Volleyball for having all this live streaming underway for us. Such a great opportunity to work with so many cameras, so many insides in the game and outside the game in the stands. A great event here for 3 days in Normandy.
And already Acapulco trying to put on the field this tallest players, and we see Vesely and Barta at the net. And a yellow card coming for Czechia this time. The captain goes there, but it's not for Roman Bernat.
Absolutely not. It's for someone on the bench. I was looking for the assistant coach or for the team manager, because he was standing.
Roman Bernat tried to explain his coach the reason for this yellow card. So maybe it was a Acapulco.
Well, clearly a yellow card for someone outside the court, so no issue for the players. And it stands 1-1 for the yellow card, so everyone is quite happy now. And this third set begins with a serving error from Roman Bernat. Nothing pretty clear, because Bernat is also smiling with this one. It was pretty smart to try to find his position 5, the back of the court. No luck this time for Vesely.
Good struggle by Barta, but he was in a quite good position to spike, and he did it powerfully. But once again, the Georgian block was ready.
Just saw the crew from Para Volley Europe traveling to France with Isabelle Collot, head of communications at Para Volley Europe. For sure working on some Instagram posts. It's pretty smart, this one again, behind the block and with a net fault called against Ladislav Barta.
Yeah, his forehand touched the top of the net. He tried to put his hands on the other side, tried to have a winning block. And
Zakoval giving a free ball. Bernat trying to send it directly again on the other side of the net, but out of bounds.
Roman Abashidze, the setter on the libero.
Oh, great fight at the net. This one is for you, Ellen, this spike. It just came in our direction. But once again, very strong for David Davlashilidze.
There was only a little space between the two blockers, but it was enough for Davlashilidze to do it powerfully. And nice play by Vashek with this little tip.
Berkey back on court. Is the middle blocker and playing in the front row when Zakoval is leaving the court. This contact was not, Philippe Dochel is not quite happy with the quality of the contact. This one comes back. Great dig from Simonek. Berkey tipping it behind the block. He's really unhappy at each time he makes a mistake, David Gogenidze.
Long rally with digs from both sides, and it was not the most difficult ball to play. So obviously Gogenidze was unhappy with himself.
Georgia leading 7 points to 4 in this third set. Berkey tipping it. This one touched the floor before Roman Abashidze can put his hand just under for a small pancake. Not allowed this time by Philippe Dochel.
Great job previously by the Czech libero Zachoval, with 2 big digs and serving error once again.
Good set. Bernat finding this one. That was a great back set from him.
Yeah.
What about the quality of his hands? You have the perfect look for a setter. That's quite good.
Yeah, definitely. This set put Bernat in perfect positions to end the point.
Oh, great play by Simonek, this one. Just a small one just over the top of the net. And Czechia is back,
Yeah,
only one behind.
Important for Simonek to use this first hand, because it means that the Georgian middle blocker has to stay a little longer in front of him to try to block this first hand, and it opens spaces for the outside hitters, as it happens right now with Roman Bernat hitting powerfully.
Yeah, it's very good for Czechia, but I'm quite not sure it's enough, because even when Georgia is blocking 1-against-1, they are pretty strong. So it's not quite a time of tactics, it's finding the right area to spike. And this timeout is called by Georgia. 8 for Georgia, 8 for Czechia in this third set. In less than 1 hour, we'll have the second game here in Caen. Estonia against the Netherlands. We just see the Dutch team arriving. Will start their warm-up in a few seconds. What about Estonia? For sure, they arrived from Tallinn. We saw them yesterday at the opening ceremony.
There is a practice court in the gym, so the next team to play can warm up while another
Trying
game
to take care not to send some balls here on the main court.
Yeah.
Which could be a problem for sure if there are some safety issues. Philippe Dochel will just stop the game, but there's no reason. It's far away. Oh, great job from Simonek at the block against David Gogenidze. You especially see on his face when he's unhappy. Berkey ready to serve.
It's quite an easy serve for the passers, because he try once again to play the ball above the block. And Roman Abashidze ends for a very solid
Yeah, it was a mix between touching the ball far too long and 2 or 3 touches by number 3, Ladislav Bata. Great dig by Georgia. Would come once again with a free ball. Oh, even with this one, they cannot build something solid. And Czechia is not very far away. And maybe the opportunity for them to come in front with Bernard serving pretty well. Simonek fighting this one, but it was far too close in the net. A great vision from Simonek. He saw this position 4, which was quite completely empty, no player in this area. So he decided to return the ball directly there. Simonek setting.
The ball is out.
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure because the net was moving a lot.
And we saw Rugalidze on the previous spike trying not to hit too strong. He didn't want to take risk because the problem for Georgia in this subset is maybe to commit too many unforced mistakes.
Yeah, good tactic to send it in the back court. But once again, Georgia able to score this one with Enver Giglimiani. And you see all this broadcasting crew that we have here in Caen.
Barta was blocking, but counter block by Enver Babu Giglimiani.
Yeah, Georgia is again in front with a 5 points lead, and Hakaperka forced to take a timeout in this third set. We can see the French staff, also with Jordan Koss, statistician of the team, trying to scout as much as he can this first game. But we can see some smiles on the face of Dominique Duvivier. I mean, they look quite confident after the performance they had at the World Cup in Egypt.
Yeah, they took the 10th place on winning 4 games. They won twice against Great Britain, and they also had victories over India and Algeria.
Well,
and for their first appearance in such a competition, it was obviously a very good result for the French team.
Also good performances against very strong teams like Ukraine, Germany. Germany finished 3rd and France had a very good game against them. And we will come on this topic once again, but Egypt earned the ticket for Paris 2024 next year for the Paralympics. 2 are still available. Of course, France will be there as a host country.
Egypt ranked 2nd in this World Cup, but behind Iran, and Iran is already qualified as the world champion.
For a long time.
Champion, yeah.
Well, there is again a big gap between Georgia and Czechia. 18 for Georgia, 12 for Czechia.
The substitution called by Robert Hakaperka with Roman Stejkal entering the court.
Strong serve. Bernard trying to spike pretty strong, but it's out.
He opted to touch a finger maybe, and it didn't happen, and substitution again. Radek Akaperka trying to give some time on the court for every player, and it's for a delay. I think he didn't call for the substitution fast enough.
Point is for Georgia, and we see some more kids arriving here.
And this time Martin Himner will be allowed to enter the court, and he's replacing Radek Berki.
Well, one thing is sure, Philippe Dochel did not forget his cards at the hotel, because once again he had a yellow card, so...
For the red, we don't know, but we don't want to know.
Yes, I saw the red in the hand. He didn't show it, but he has it in the pocket.
It. Oh, great serve by David Davlashvelidze.
21-12 for Georgia. Only 4 points away from winning this first game. This ball is out.
And Pavlis will serve for Czechia. Substitution with Jakub Vesely sitting on the bench, and Pavlis going to position 5. Quite fine angle. It was not bad, it was very deep.
Lucky reception by captain David Davlashvelidze. And that's an additional point for Georgia. 22-13.
Georgia very close now to get its first victory in the Bronze Nations League. Its first victory in an official European competition.
Since 2021?
Yeah.
I don't even know. They finished quite low at the ranking.
I think
in
they were 14th.
Yeah, but they played against France.
France was 16th and
they're in the ranking game.
At
exactly.
the bottom of the ranking. I wonder.
Now that's a point for Georgia. Once again, Philippe Dochel calls incorrect ball contact. 23-14. Good dig. Chesko. And Hübner unable to put this one on the other side of the net.
Yeah, it was difficult. The set was very close to the net and very close to the end of the blockers. And it's a match point for Georgia. But Bigliemani didn't wait for the whistle of Philippe Dochel. And the game is over. And it's a convincing victory for Georgia. This was definitely a successful comeback for Sulkan Aklivdiani players.
I will try my best to have some reaction, Hélène, and maybe we can go again with the schedule from the games we'll have. And I try my best to have some players for an interview.
So, an easy 3-0 win for Georgia against Czechia. The next game, we'll see Estonia facing the Netherlands at 11 p.m. 3 games are scheduled in the afternoon. At 2 p.m., France, the host country, will enter the competition versus Czechia. The Netherlands will play versus Georgia at 4 p.m. And to close this first day of competition here in Caen, at 6 p.m. France will play its second game versus Estonia. 5 games will be played as well tomorrow on Saturday 2nd to finish this round robin stage. On Sunday, only the 4th best ranked teams will be on the field with a match for the bronze medal between the team ranked 3rd and 4th after these 2 days of round robin. The gold medal match will take place at 11 on Sunday morning between the team ranked 1st and 2nd. And Julien is with Adam Simonek from Czechia for an interview. So coming soon, Julien Lutringer with Adam Simonek. You see them on the screen right now. Sorry for this technical problem, but we have some now, and Julien will ask questions to Adam Simonek from Czechia.
A very first reaction this in 2023 Bronze Nations League. Adam Simonek, great to see you again in France. Well, not quite the result you expected for this first game, but what a strong Georgian side today.
You are completely right. We are happy to be back in France for the Bronze Nations League. However, we faced a very strong opponent in the first game. We come with a 0-3, and I think we have a few things we need to figure out for the next game. We played 2 against France. We played an exhibition game against them yesterday. I would like to say that we let them win 2-1 because it was their big event, and we want to have a revenge today.
Thank you very much, and we see you later today. Thank you.
You.
We'll have one more reaction coming with the Georgian player. Bessarian, good to see you in France. Congrats for this first victory. How was the travel from Georgia to France? You arrived pretty late yesterday.
Yeah, thank you for congratulations. Thank you for congratulations. And first victory is really very important for our team. Our traveling was a little bit long because we started our travel in the morning and came here almost in 23 o'clock. But we take a rest, and today we are powerful. You know, it was not easy. If you noticed, we started a little bit heavy, but after that we catch our style of playing and fix our problems, and after that we achieved a victory.
So we see you later today playing against the Netherlands?
Yes, yes. It will be first time when we meet Netherlands, and we will see just what will happen.
Thank you very much. We see you later, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you to France.
Thank you to you. Thank you. Back to you, Hélène.
Yeah, we just saw the French players having some pictures with the young kids that are here in the Palais de Sport to attend this Bronze Nations League. It was quite nice pictures to see the players and the kids all together sharing. Now the Dutch team is getting ready for the next game. Next game that will take place at 11 p.m. 11 a.m. just in 40 minutes right now. Sorry for that mistake. So the Netherlands will face Estonia. And we don't see the Estonian players.
I guess I saw some of them there. They're
already maybe practicing and warming up.
Probably warming up. We just have to check this warming up area. At 11, Estonia against the Netherlands. Then Czechia will be back on track against France for this first game of the host nation here in this 2023 Bronze Nations League. And then later, we are waiting for this game between Georgia and the Netherlands. As the Georgian player told us, Bezarian, they never played Netherlands. I don't know what to expect. But from what we saw, Georgia is strong. The Netherlands are looking to be strong. And then the very last game tonight at 6 p.m., France against Estonia. Well, We have 15 minutes to warm up and to be back for the second game of the day, Estonia against the Netherlands.